No,
No.
it is.
He was nice guy. A little kooky, but very nice.
I think he came around and fucked himself.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'll pay up.
Thank you to Tessa for joining us. This was totally last minute.
I love her.
I was like, hey,
I think she's so
would
awesome.
you mind? And she's like, yeah, do it.
Huge girl crush. Huge, massive.
She's a snowboarder too.
Good morning.
I love your beams or the your ceiling detail in your house. That's awesome.
Yes. It's a ton of work, but I don't know if you can see them. Oh yeah, there's the beam up there too.
Oh, good.
Lots of forehead too at that angle.
I love it. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us last minute. We're super grateful. I just love how you owned it on the video yesterday. I mean, you weren't even asked, but you just, boom, you went right into sales mode, which I have great appreciation for because it shows confidence and it's natural because it just kind of rolls off your tongue and it sounds like you do it every single day of your life.
Feels like, excuse me, feels like all day, every day, right?
I know. So do you mind just sharing a little your background, how long you've been selling? And
yeah, so I'm going into my third full solo year. I started out actually as an assistant to Britick Webb up at the Remax Whatcom office. So I started out as his assistant, then I transitioned into his buyer's agent, and then I decided I really wanted to stretch my wings. So I went out on my own, fall of 2019, so right before COVID hit. So
wow.
Yeah.
And you're a snowboarder, right?
I am the snowboarder. Yep. Yeah, we run into each other on the chairlift.
I sat next to her one time at the chairlift, and she's like, "Hey, are you Kelly?" And I was like, "Hey."
I think
you can't really see anybody's face, so that's pretty cool. And it looks like you're a dog lover in the background there. A picture of two pups.
Yep, you can see those guys. Yep.
Oh yeah, we're all dog lovers in here too. So, I would love to just hear if you don't mind, and I'm happy to just and go easy on it, guys. Just be a regular buyer. But would you mind? Because I'd love to just give us a scenario. So I don't know if you do open houses or these are lead calls that come in. Do you do buyer consults? So just kind of give us like how and when do you sell the buyer's agency agreement?
So it depends. Most of my buyers, honestly, I do referral. It's all referral based. I don't buy any leads. I used to do open houses. I might get back into those again with COVID. When they went away, I stopped doing them. So they're usually all referral based, sometimes Remax leads. And in a perfect world, I would do buyer consults. I would say maybe 1 in 5. I actually get them into the office and sit down. It usually starts out with, hey, there's this house we want to see. Can we go look at it?
Absolutely.
So we go look at the house. I kind of call it my courtesy showing, right? Everybody is going to get one freebie. So we'll go look at the house, and then we'll have that kind of follow-up conversation once we finished our showing. So next steps, you guys will probably see an email from me, just a couple of housekeeping items, 3 things you're going to see in that email. We'll get you set up on your listing alert search, of course, but 3 things in that email. You're going to see the real estate pamphlet. You're going to see my buyer broker resume. So that's going to be all of the things that you'll get if you decide to hire me as your agent. And then you'll see the buyer agency agreement. So that's actually the contract that you'll use to hire me. Do you want me to keep going? Do you guys want to interject?
No, this is awesome. So you just send it in an email, and then do you send it directly for electronic signature?
Yeah. And so you guys use BombBomb?
Yeah, we use BombBomb.
Okay, so I will, depending on the client, sometimes I might go over it in BombBomb, and I'll just do the screen share. And so I'll say, here's your agency pamphlet. It's going to outline your rights as a consumer and working with a real estate agent. Here is my resume. It's going to go over in detail everything you get as one of my preferred clients. And then we've got the buyer broker agreement. So anytime someone hires me to sell their house, they're going to sign a contract, right? And that contract's going to have 3 components. It's going to have representation, compensation, and duration. Same thing is true for all of my buyers. It's going to say that you hire me to work as your buyer broker. It's going to have compensation, which traditionally is covered by the seller. The seller typically pays my compensation. In the rare event that they don't offer compensation, this contract allows me to go to them and negotiate for my compensation. And then duration. When we start out, we're going to do 120 days. Like we've been talking about, this market moves really quickly. So if I can't get you into a house in 120 days, something's not right. So we're going to sit down at the expiration of that. We're going to reassess, where have we missed, where have we failed, what else can we do? Or maybe we're going to decide that it's not the best fit, and I can connect you with somebody else who might be able to serve you better.
Okay, boom. I love that. So you did a buyer consult, explain this in the beginning, whether it's a BombBomb video or in person, 1 out of 5. And then I love the recap at the end at 120 days. So you put a reminder in there like, hey, it's time to sit down. And then if it's not working, then you pass to somebody else. So, but I mean, the odds of that are probably slim to none because you've earned their trust and business, right?
Totally. And then I just send it for e-sign, and I'll say, this is going to be a really great intro. We're going to sign all of our contracts electronically. So this will be like, get your toes in the water. You can see what it's like to do an e-sign with me. If you have any questions, let me know. I've attached the documents to this email so you can look at them too before you have to sign. But keep an eye out for that link. Once you get signed, we'll get you set up on your listing alert, and then we'll keep showing houses.
That is awesome. I love it. So it's basically 4 things: the North of MLS link, agency law, buyer's broker agreement, and your resume, correct?
Yep. And then I just, at some point in there, I'll say, and this, when I use this contract, this is how I prioritize my schedule. So anyone who's actually hired me and signed the buyer agency agreement, they're the ones that are going to take priority. So in this market, like we talked about, most of the homes come on, they get listed towards the end of the week, right? Wednesday, Thursday, everybody wants to see that hot new house Thursday after work at 5:30. I'm only one person. I can only be in one place at one time. So clients who've signed their agency agreement, they're going to get priority over those who don't.
So glad we're recording this. This is great. This is so great. You've owned it. You've mastered it. You can tell it just like rolls off your tongue. So I love it.
Well, and I mean, I am only one person, right? And so part of it is that you have to be okay with people who are not going to sign and they're going to walk away. But I would rather them walk away at this point than after 3 months when they've wasted my time and they aren't actually really ready to buy, or they go buy with somebody else, or, right? So it's going to kind of hold their feet to the fire. In that, if you want to work with me, I would love to work with you. I'm so excited. I think we had a great connection here at this showing. But if not, that's okay too, right? And I have to be okay with letting them go.
How many of your clients, how many buyer's agency agreements do you have in a file right now? Just curious.
I think I have 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how many people reject it? Probably not many, huh?
Nope.
See? It's crazy. Yeah. Have you ever had to go after your commission, or probably not, huh?
There's been a couple times when it saved me, like with FSBOs. And it's great because they'll say, how do you get paid, right? We want to, we've been working really hard. They see how much we've been doing. And I go, remember that buyer agency agreement? This is going to allow me to go directly to that seller and negotiate for my compensation. And they're like, okay, yeah. So I think it's only been with FSBOs, but I have, I will shoot, Kelly, I'll email you over my master buyer agency agreement because I have little blurbs that I filled in for, well, can I screen share?
Yeah, hold on. Get this off there. Go for it.
So I've got my buyer agency. Can you guys all see that?
No.
No, you can't.
Is it on your main screen?
It is. Hold on.
So she sends an email and then she follows up with it.
Was a BombBomb
video or just video.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
So broker will accept the SOC, selling office commission, published in the MLS, but not less than 2.5% of the sales price. Buyer authorizes broker to negotiate in the purchase and sale agreement, not less than the commission noted above, to include for sale by owners.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then should the seller of any property the buyer purchases refuse to pay the broker the commission specified in paragraph 8, buyer agrees to pay the difference between what the seller will pay and the commission specified in paragraph 8.
That's how I covered your ass right there. That's awesome. Cool.
And so sometimes they'll ask a few more questions about that. And what I always give to read, because sometimes they'll get really worried that they have to pay my compensation. And I'll say, look, we publish the SOC in the listings, right? You can see it when you're searching on Redfin, if you're searching HomeSnap, wherever you're at, you can see that. And I'm going to watch that too. So if I see a property that comes up and it's a 1% compensation, we're going to talk about that before we even go look, because there is the chance that that additional 1.5% will fall on you. And if you don't want to take that on, we just won't go look at the house. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, it just puts it out there. It makes it really clear. Yeah. And it just, I don't make a big deal about it. And it doesn't, they're like, okay, great. Here we go. Here's how we move forward.
I love it. Do you have a template email you send out with those steps in it that has a recorded bomb in there?
No, I like to do it on the fly because I like to work harder than I really need to.
I love it.
So
Okay.
I'll do an individual one for each person. I mean, I guess I've got a little, I've got a script, not a bomb video, but I do have a little template blurb that I will send out that just kind of outlines, it's representation, compensation, duration. If you're going to hire me, we want to know these things, right?
Awesome. Will you pretend I'm your buyer and send it to me?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. I love it.
Yep. I not the video. You won't get a video, but I'll just send you my quick little blurb.
But I want to be on your VIP list.
Well, and I do the screen share in the video, right? So I go through just like I was with you guys, right? Here's my resume. Here's the agency law. And then you've got the contract assigned to go ahead and hire me.
And you know what this would mean for me if I'm watching Tessa and I don't want to go up and sell in Bellingham, is I'm sending all my referrals to Tessa because she's going to kick ass right now and she's going to get a buyer's agency agreement and I know she's going to close that client. That's what that means right there. So I love it. Any other questions, you guys?
Any objections? I was ready. I was like, oh man, getting all nervous. I'm going to have all these objections I'm going to have to do.
Anybody want to object with her?
What do you say? Have you ever had somebody ask, how do I cancel this if I need to switch agents?
Totally. And I would say, if you want to cancel, that makes me think that I'm not meeting your needs somehow. So I would love the opportunity first to correct it. And then if I can't, then I'm still not meeting your needs, then absolutely easy exit. And if it doesn't work, then it's not working, then I'd happily connect you with someone else.
I love it. So you're basically scoring yourself throughout the process, you guys, and then correcting whatever behavior or whatever thing you need to correct.
I got one. In the event that the commission is 1%, and let's say, because you already told them, hey, someone's going to have to make up that difference between 1 and 2.5 that's, noted in the agreement, and the seller's not willing to budge, and your buyer's not willing to budge, but that buyer really, really wants that property, what do you do in that event?
So I haven't had that happen. I'd say, hey, gosh, I don't know. I can't work for 1%. And so what if it's like one of your best clients, like a client that's been forever, they love you. Hey, you said objections. You know what, for you guys, I would do it for 1%, but here's the thing, you literally cannot tell a single soul that this happened.
You could add to that, right? You can add to that. I would say, hey, this is a deal. We're going to do it for 1%. You cannot tell anybody, but I need one referral from you. How does that sound? At least one referral. Okay. So go back and earn it back. Okay. But you're exactly right, Tessa, because I've been shot in the foot. If you give somebody a kick-ass deal on a commission and they fucking tell their friends and now all their friends want the same commission, you're screwed. So, I have had that where I'm like, hey, that was my best buddy. That's the reason he got that deal, blah, blah, blah. Because otherwise, if you don't say it, then they'll come back and try to get it. All their friends get lower commission.
And, I will say there's times when I discount my commission, and those are for repeat clients who, we've built a relationship, we've done a ton of business together, and I know that we're going to continue doing business.
Absolutely.
And so I've had people ask in the beginning to discount my commission. And so that's kind of the line that I give is, rarely do I discount my commission. In the event that I do, it's going to be with repeat clients who we know we have an established relationship. We've got, great trust between each other, and we really work well together. We're just starting out. And so we haven't developed that relationship yet, but moving forward, if we continue to work together, that can be a conversation that we have. But to start, it's 2.5%.
Absolutely. Cool. Okay. Any other questions for? Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Such a
I know,
privilege.
it's fun to see a pro that has practiced their script so many times that you've just nailed it. So I love it. Super professional.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Have a great
All
Tuesday.
right, bye, lady.